VRChat has a problem, and it's not just trolls or kids screaming in public lobbies, or the usual chaos you expect from social VR platform. It's something deeper, something that's been quietly shaping the way people behave in VRChat for years. People are afraid to block each other. And recently, with the rise of troll bait content on YouTube, creators like Proximity Chat and others, that fear has only gotten louder. VRChat's search results are now dominated by ragebait harassment compilations and look at this meltdown videos. And honestly, it's changing how people think they're supposed to behave in VRChat. Today, I want to talk about all of that. The psychology behind blocking, why people hesitate, how troll content is shaping the culture, and how my own Reddit post from last year turned into a perfect case study for this entire conversation. I'm not making this as sort of like, hey, the social economic growth of VRChat's weird, like there's no real good groups out there. This isn't a kick VRChat while it's down video. This is a observation and sort of like an inside thought sort of video I wanted to make and share with all of you and get your ideas and your thoughts about this. I don't commonly make this kind of content, so it's really foreign to me to sort of express how I feel about certain specific topics or how the community is breathing and operating within VRChat. But I feel like this is something maybe we should all openly talk about. So for clarification, last year I made a post on r/VRChat, the subreddit, asking a simple question. How many people have you blocked on VRChat? I'll go first. Now, granted, my number was a little high, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Now, the reason for that is because I love going to the world No Time to Talk. I love that world since the day it was released. I almost go there daily. And, of course, naturally, I'm going to come across a few bad apples in the bunch, right? Don't act like you can do that on your own.
You. Whatever.
So, I block people. And sometimes I'll even just block people just out of, for lack of better words, crafting my own experience in VRChat. I don't like to hear people blasting music over their mics. I don't like it when people have avatars I'm not fond of, like troll avatars. You can guess how someone is already just by the avatar they have, or the status in the rank, or sort of like the vocabulary or topics they're talking about openly with the open mic. Accumulate 5-6 years of playing this game, you're going to have a pretty large amount of people blocked, especially in the way that I do things. It'll have a much higher rate of blocking. Anyway, the number I had was over
2,700 blocks at the time.
And the reaction was intense, to say the least. People, at first, I guess it's sort of like the knee-jerk reaction for most people who live on Reddit, was negative. Very aggressive, very,
Do the snowflake.
Get over yourself.
You're too sensitive.
Why block when you could just ignore?
Blocking is weak.
which I want to focus on later on in this conversation. And then some people agreed with me, and others were shocked. And again, a surprising number of people were just angry. They were just mad at me. They couldn't wait to downvote anything I said, which was shocking. I didn't understand why people are mad over my own actions of crafting my own experience in VRChat. It was really strange to me. And that's when it hit me. There is a stigma around blocking people in VRChat. A weird unspoken rule that blocking someone is somehow worse than the behavior that made you block them in the first place? But why? Well, there are a few reasons, and they all stack up on top of each other. Social VR feels. It's personal. Blocking someone feels like slamming a door in someone's face. In my opinion, well-deserved, but maybe people don't like that feeling of doing that to someone. People don't want to lose. And what I mean by that is, it seems like, especially for Western people, they have this idea that, if I block this person, they won. Like they're going to feel like they beat me because I had to block them to get them out of my space or whatever. This is my time. I don't want to be stressed out, so why should I be allowed to craft it the way I want it to be? And then another one I could think of was maybe fear of confrontation, which I get, which is people going like, what if they notice? What if their friends get involved? What if I look rude? Which personally, I don't think it's rude to craft your own experience or handle how you want things to be shown to you. So I think it's a little weird that people are afraid of others' opinions when they're already being intrusive and aggressive in the first place, right? I can see like maybe in a more social environment, instead of like maybe like a game world or a very quick social interaction, maybe you're like in more of a lobby where there's a lot of social circles and people have been there for a long time. I can see that sort of being an issue where, like, you block someone, now all of a sudden there's this weird investigation going, who are you talking to? They don't see anyone there. Oh, they blocked me. Ask them why they blocked me. And stuff like that. It gets in this weird, awkward social situation where it shouldn't even really have to happen to begin with. If you're blocked by someone, that's it. All said and done. It's not worth your time. I don't understand why people get so butthurt. Hey, obviously they don't find anything decent to share with you and they don't care about you. If a snake bites you, do you go up to the snake and ask it why it bit you? It's a snake, right? That's at least the way I look at things, so I just want to get it off my chest. Anyway, continue on. Maybe there's a cultural difference. Some cultures treat blocking as an insult, aka Western people. Others, especially here in Japan, see it as a normal boundary setting. I don't want to deal with this. Block, done. Life goes on. The last thing I want to mention in the section of why people are afraid to block is troll content has normalized not blocking. And that brings up the next part of this conversation. The rise of troll and rage bait content. So let's talk about creators like Proximity Chat, for example, and others who have built massive audiences by recording chaotic public interactions. Proximity Chat, I gotta say this, I actually like Proximity Chat. I am subscribed to that channel, I will openly admit. I like the content. I find Proximity Chat's videos entertaining. I think they're funny. I think they're well crafted. They capture the awkward, unfiltered, sometimes disturbing side of VRChat that most people never see. But the videos are heavily edited, right? And we don't know if what happened before, if there was any exchange before recording was happening, what happened after, what's the conclusion to everything, how long the interaction lasted, maybe it was a moment, maybe it was a full hour, whether the person consented. Let's be honest, they didn't. I'm pretty sure most, if not all, don't consent to that, but it is online, it is a public open space, so you don't need, there's no law that requires you to remove that. But of course, I think they went at least for the effort of removing names, which I think is at least decent of them. And then whether the reaction was provoked, right? Did they start everything? I'm going to say probably. Most likely, if you've seen all of Proximity Chat's videos, there's a small thing they'll kind of ignite. But I think that's what's funny about it, is that it's small, right? They'll say something silly, something goofy. It's nothing at all. There's no reason to get upset about it. And yet, the people they come across just let it explode. They're not used to confrontation or just silly banter. And I think that's what makes it so funny, is finding people who maybe just can't handle a silly, goofy little quip here and there. I also get it. Some people are more sensitive than others. Some people are more mentally stable than others. But regardless, this is a public space, and if you can't handle these situations, maybe you should keep it private. There's other creators who lean more into aggressive confrontation, pushing people until they snap, and intentionally escalating situations to get more explosive reactions. It's pretty clear from watching videos like that they're not doing this alone. You can see moments where friends help them slip into private lobbies, or instances where people on other platforms message the targets directly, so then they can drop in and provoke them. It creates this coordinated, hunt dynamic that guarantees a more violent reaction, because the person being filmed never sees it coming. I think this goes without saying. I know some of the channels I mentioned tend to ego search often on YouTube. I know you're most likely watching this video right now, looking forward to probably say something to defend yourself and the reasoning and methods of content creation. Ironically, these troll rage baiters have lighter skin than the victims they hunt down. So hey, you know what? You don't need to defend yourself because you know the game. You're welcome to comment in this video anyway. And again, entertainment can be fun in a chaotic way, but the cost is real. Some of the people in these videos are overwhelmed, anxious, or just trying to enjoy VRChat, and suddenly they're being cornered by a group working together to push them into a meltdown for views. It's basically a Johnny Somali, but VRChat kind of deal, right? How this content shapes VRChat culture, it kind of feels like it dominates the search results. New players get the wrong idea. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a public lobby or location, and the amount of new user desktop people that are running around are obviously just trying to mimic what has been already established as a movement to know that they'll get views and growth by being something or someone or a shadow of someone who is making this content. They think, oh, VRChat is a place to provoke reactions. Public lobbies are for content farming. Blocking is weak. Meltdowns are entertainment. Harassment is normal. And worst of all, people stop blocking trolls because they think they're supposed to tough it out. That's dangerous. Blocking is a safety tool. It exists for a reason, and using it doesn't make you weak. It makes you smart. I think it's obvious. I love VRChat. I love the creativity, the communities, the friendships, the worlds, the culture. And I even enjoy the troll content in moderation. But I don't like seeing people pushed to emotional breaking points for entertainment. I don't like seeing harassment normalized. And I don't like how YouTube pushes this content to the top of VRChat search results, drowning out world showcases, avatar creators, musicians, dancers, educators, community events, wholesome content, genuinely talented creators. It's frustrating. I hate how the first thing I find when I look up VRChat is ragebait, troll content, or this weird like ad-lib stuff that doesn't make any sense for a normal consumer to really watch. There is so much incredible VRChat content out there that never gets visibility because ragebait is easier to click. And that's a shame. I don't know, to wrap this up, blocking someone isn't a failure, it's not rude, you're not weak. It's a boundary, right? And boundaries are healthy. And if VRChat wants to grow, and if we want the community to stay safe, we need to normalize using the tools the platform gives us. We need to stop pretending that trolls deserve our time, attention, or emotional energy. We need to start using that more often. There's no shame in creating your own boundaries and crafting your own experience. You don't need to go through that. You can remove it instantly, and life continues on. Anyway, gang, thank you so much for watching. This is also really new to me to start doing for content. I really enjoyed making the video about the VRChat business event that happened back in December, and I really enjoyed expressing a lot of my thoughts about it, as well as just translating and sharing what really happened and what went down. So doing something like this is a lot of fun, and maybe I'll do more of these, just kind of like share my opinions and experience about things I want to share about VRChat. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll see y'all next time, students. Take care.